About my background, I got to talk in 3 parts. I divide it in 3 parts, in about my professional life, about my academic life, and my personal life. Very briefly, about my professional life, I start, or my first job was in this company, Sura. It's a multinational company in Colombia. I worked there for 7 years. And then I start to work like a professor part-time because the university offered to me a good position there. And I worked there for 5 years. At the same time, I found different business in Colombia, small companies. I create Viste, Pisa, Ingar, Dr. Mascotas, Lucifer Coco, Outlet Casate, and the last one was Phil. I found these companies, the COVID closed me, 3 of them, Viste, Lucifer Coco, and Outlet Casate. I sell Ingar and Dr. Mascotas, and now I am working in 2 of them, Pisa and Phil, working from here, and I have my daughter there, right? If somebody wants to talk more about the companies, at the end of the seminar, we can talk about that. And about my academic life, I have my undergrad. I am an industrial engineer.
Just in case,
Okay.
for the recording. I know it's
Okay, perfect. Put here. Over here. And how it's work. Over here, yeah. Okay. My undergrad is in, I am in industrial engineering in this university, it's a public university in Colombia, and it's the same that I am teaching. Then I finished my specialization in final management in this university, University of Santander. Then I did my other specialization about strategic management. Then I complete one MBA, one Master Business Administration. Then I did other master in industrial engineering. This is more about research. This is more about business. And now, you know, I'm doing my PhD in a different university that I work. This is working in other city. And about my personal life, they are my employees. This is my workstation, employees. There is a group in my university. They are my family. And they are my brothers, and she's my nephew, I think. Niece, she's my niece. So I really love her. We call copy because she was born in the same day than I. So this is something special. Now, why I doing this session? Because you know that this is not compulsory for me. This is no obligation. I'm doing this because one of them is because I believe in that you have to share the knowledge, right? This is something that you have to do. Share the knowledge that you have. Other thing is because for me, is a source of learning. What is that? I think that if I teach something, I can learn more about that. So for example, in this case, I'm going to teach something about research. So this is something that is helpful for me because I'm going to learn more about that, right? And the other one is source of inspiration. And this is for the student that now I'm doing a PhD, right? Because if I am here doing this, and for me, you know, it's difficult to do it for my language because I have many fears. So it's difficult for me, and I'm doing, you can do it as well, right? So maybe you say, no, Luis, you have experience teaching, but no, I'm feeling fear to don't be understood, to make a mistake. I have many fears. So what I did or what I'm doing, I just say not. I just say not. Okay, we can do it. I can do it. We can do it. So let's go, right? When you are doing one PhD, we have one long journey, yeah? And we need to have the correct tools to have a good journey. I always say, if you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there. So if you don't know where you are going to go, you can take any way, it's the same. So we need to know, and we need to have very clear which are going to our goals, right? And for us, our goals is successful research. So maybe you can feel now like this picture, many curves, many confused. I feel that I read a lot, but I don't have clear my ideas. I don't know what I have to do. So the idea of this seminar is give the correct tools to just have the best journey and directly journey to your goals, right? So how we are going to do, this is the structure, the seminar. We are going to talk about the organization of ideas and files in research. This is the first part. The second part is about development of search equation in Scopus and Way of Science. We are going to look both databases. We are going to talk about bibliometric analysis in RStudio. We are going to talk about analysis in Research Revit. And for the end, we are going to talk about Mendeley. Yeah. The idea of this seminar is have the tools to do the journey very, very efficiently, right? So now we are going to start with this part. Organization, our ideas, and our files, right? So I'm going to show some problems, and please just hand up if you, in one moment, had that problem, right? For example, this one. In one moment, you lost some file, maybe, that you say, for example, I read one paper, but I can't remember when I saved that file. Oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe I saved the file here or over here or over here. No, but oh my God, I lost the file. This happened, right? Or not? Yeah. Yeah, this is something. No? No, okay. Okay. Oh, wow, perfect. But in one moment, because that is happened to me, yeah, and to us for the most, yeah, right? Okay, for the next one. Each one. Difficulty in finding information. Just look the picture. How many of you have one desk code like this? Yeah? Something like this. Oh, one example here, right? Thank you. That is a common exercise that we do when we are doing anything, master, undergrad, and PhD. So that is other common problem that we have. And can you imagine if you can find one document here? No, it's impossible, right? It's so difficult. So other problems that we have. The next one. Confusing in your ideas. Okay, the example is, if you start to read and you feel that, okay, I read many papers and I read and I read and I read papers, but I read a lot of paper. If I read more papers, I feel more confused. Yeah, that's the idea. You start to read more and read more and more confused and more confused. And in one time, well, your mind was crazy, right? Why is that? Why? Maybe because you are reading the document that you don't need to read, right? You need to read the document that is in the same way that is in your research. So if you start to read different papers that you don't need to read, this is going to be more confused for you, right? What about this one? Delays in your work. Somebody? No? Maybe? That you say, okay, I have my own deadline, but I don't know why. Sometimes I didn't complete it. So why did it happen? Yeah, because maybe you are wasting your time searching information or reading information that you don't need to read. Yeah. Again, what about this one? Could you have errors, maybe using incorrect data, maybe citing source incorrectly? Could you have that problem? And this one, wow, this is for me. Do you feel desmotivation sometimes? Desmotivate, sorry. Do you feel desmotivate? That you think, oh no, my God, I read a lot, I spent time doing, oh, this is the best way for me. I'm good for this. Oh no, what I do in my one PhD. No, that is not the problem. Maybe the problem is because you don't have the correct organization in your documents and in your ideas, right? So now we have problems. Yeah, we have problems. And when I start to check this part, I check, okay, I have problems. So I try to always focus in the solution more than in the problems. So one idea. We have different ways, different alternatives to solve it. Maybe one of them is Evernote. Somebody heard about Evernote? Maybe somebody use it? Helen? Okay, that is a good for to solve it. Other tool is Zotero. Yeah, right? Zotero is other tools, and Excel could be other option, right? In my case, I use Excel. Why Excel? Because for me, it's more useful, it's more flexible, yeah, to organize the file. So I'm going to show the Excel file that I use in my research to show one alternative to solve this problem, right? So okay. So I know this file look a little bit complex, but it's not complex. Trust me, it's not complex. I create this file for my PhD because I felt that in my master, I spent a lot of time in things that I didn't need to do, right? So I'm going to explain how I use it. This is the template, for example. This is MP. I'm going to show how I complete in different moments in my PhD. I divide, for example, the file in different parts. I just put in this part information about the article. Maybe, or at the beginning, I had more columns or more different information about the article. But I identified that the information that I really need is only titles, authors, years, and DOI. Maybe you don't need the journals, you don't need the rankings, exactly. So this is the information that I consider the information for this moment for me. And look this part. Those part have one structure: introduction, literature review, methodology, results, and conclusion. This structure is like a what? It's like a, it's one paper structure, right? It's like a one paper. So I know, or something that I thought when I started my PhD was, okay, Luis, maybe one possible end of this research is publish. So I need to start to read the papers and categorize in which part of that paper in the future I'm going to use this document. So what I did is I read one document, one paper that I considered useful for me. I just put the title, author, years, and DOI, and then I'm going to select in which part for me is useful in the future. For example, and start to look something like this. For example, the first document, I think that I can't. This first article, for me, when I read the paper, for me was useful in the methodology about the measurement. And I just put, okay, not use. What is not use? When I going to start to write, I can change the no use to use. I can you, yeah, catch it? Got it? Okay. So the idea is here, you start to put every paper that you read and you consider it, oh, this is useful for me because I can use in this part. For example, for me, this was a concept: attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavior control, education, certification, entrepreneurial intention. This was for me the concept that I use for my paper, right? So, for example, you can use one paper could be useful for different part in your future paper. Yeah, for example, in this case, this paper, row 4, I can use in the introduction, attitude, in the concept, maybe not in the methodology. Yeah. Can you understand the methodology that what I did? Okay. Then when you read one paper, you can see in this part one number. Yeah. So how I save the files? Something like this. For example, in this case, oh no, it's here. Sorry. It's here. Oh no. Again, mistake. Articles. Journal. It's not here. Here. Separate. Yeah, it's here. Just look. So I save each document by the number, right? For example, in this case, this is the paper that I read for that paper. Just if one book, I just put book to differentiate between one paper and one book. So other thing that I do or I did is when I put, for example, in this part that is useful for me in the future, I have to highlight in which part of the paper is useful for me. Because maybe you read, for example, one paper, okay, and 3, 4, 5 months later, you say, okay, for me, this document is important. But if you don't highlight the paragraph, you need to read again all the document. Or maybe you say, oh, okay, for me, that was important in the measurement, but which part exactly? I can't remember. If you have to read again the document and you spend time doing that you don't need to do. But
I actually use a similar method, so this is really cool. But I was just wondering, instead of having the numbers for all the different documents, why don't you just type a link to the text? So if you click on the article, you just access your work.
okay, yeah, could be, but this is my first version, right? But could be a good improve. Could be a good improve. Maybe just click on here and link to the file. Yeah, could be a good solution. Yeah, well, nice. This is a good idea. Okay, I know now for the next version, 1.1. Okay. But now you are understanding the methodology, right? Okay. I put at the end this part. It's just one count about the document in the concept. How many times or how many papers do you have in that context, right? Why I put this part? Sometimes, can you say if sometimes you feel that you don't know when you have to stop to read or not? That it's difficult for us decide, okay, now is enough. Okay, I don't need to read more paper. How do you decide it? It's difficult, right? How is enough? When is enough? Sorry, when is enough? So that is one part that you can do it. So remember, in this case, not use, and this number is the number that the document that you read for each concept, right? For each part of your future paper. Before, I have other question. You know that one paper, for example, in the literature review, you need to tell or you need to write about concepts, right? How many paragraphs have one concept? How many paragraphs you need to write if you are writing for one paper for one journal? For example, if I need to write about, I don't know, education, I don't know, whatever. How many paragraphs do you need to write to explain in your paper? More or less, that's average. 2, 3 paragraphs? 3 paragraphs, yeah, the example, 3 paragraphs. And for each paragraph, how many authors do you need to citate? More or less, in each paragraph. That's the idea. 5, 10, yeah? So you need to write at least 3 paragraphs, and for each paragraph, you need in between 5 and 10 papers. So that is one idea, that one number, that how many papers do you need to read at least, right? More or less 15, 20 papers per concept, right? So if you know that, could you say me, for example, in that moment, what I did need to read in that moment? Can you understand the question? For example, if you look this number and you say, okay, I read enough, is enough or not?
Yeah, no, if you're doing 5 paragraphs and you have 3 paragraphs and 15 authors, and you reach 15, that's the idea.
Okay, that's the idea. Okay, but in this case, you need to read more about which concept?
Oh, yeah, it's difficult.
Okay, just let me zoom a little bit. Something like this. Is better? Can you check it? In this moment, this is not my file complete, right? This is like writing the paper. So in this moment, what is your advice for me? I need to read more in what? Subjective norm, right? So you start to learn in which concept you need to read more, and not just read for read. Yeah, you need to be focused in which concept you need to read more. In this case,
It all depends how important that particular concept is for your overall arguments. And if it's not that, if subjective norms is not as important.
okay, yeah, I totally agree with you. For example, for me, this was the most important concept in my research. So if you have one principal concept, maybe you can read more about that. This is one idea, but don't have rules that you have to do. Yeah. In that case, for example, you say, okay, I need to read at least 20 papers for each concept, but for the principal concept, 30, 40 papers, something like that, right? But the idea here is, one is you can identify which concept do you need read more, yeah? And when you have, for example, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 40, yeah? you can say, okay, I have the document enough to start the writing. Yeah.
Just a thought, so, at the moment, the spreadsheet is set up such that each article is given equal weight in the.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's set up at the moment. Each article is one. Each
One
article is given 1 point. So,
Okay.
for example, attitude, you've got 13.
Okay, is I just use for one
Yeah.
in one concept?
But what you could, so my thinking was, articles have different importance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because some are kind of classics in the field. So
Mhm.
seminar articles and all that. So I'm just thinking that, so to some extent, you might want to give more weight to classic articles
Okay.
in terms of importance of reading. So you reading 5 articles that have never been cited by anyone is not as good maybe as reading 3 articles that are very highly cited.
Mm-hmm.
So could you bring into your spreadsheet?
Okay. I don't know if I can. I add one column just to put the observations, this part, because maybe one document is more relevant than other one. That's
Or more highly cited.
or more highly cited. Yeah.
Actually, why we missing 2 or 3 that are essential to be a maybe a catalogue of the 3
Mm-hmm. Okay. Could be a good a good.
It's a way of enhancing the spreadsheet. You could bring in.
Okay. One weight.
The number of citations.
Okay. Could be a good idea. For example, add one column here to put one weight, one possible weight for the paper. Yeah.
The number of people who cited it.
Okay.
It's not your subjective. It's not the subjective interpretation, but just from Google Scholar, the number of
Citation. Okay. Yeah, could be a good improve for the file. Yeah, this is a excellent recommendation. I'm going to say again, this is my first version. I need to improve the files a little bit more, but could be a good way. Yeah, improve. Just put one column to put one criterion about weight. Maybe one document is more weight or relevant than other one.
Just as a spreadsheet is valuable in and of itself.
Mhm.
As far as you aren't giving it numbers, then you might have to think about, I mean, you're setting yourself up with almost an impossible task, because you then have to really think about what matters in your literature review, or what matters in your overall PhD argument. So, but if you are introducing numbers, then other numbers could also compete for making their way onto your spreadsheet.
Okay. Mhm.
Maybe I'm the weird one here, but I never put the seminal papers in the spreadsheet because I just, there's maybe 10, 15, like the really important ones. I just know them by heart. But you read them so many times.
Exactly.
I'm sick of seeing them.
Mm.
I know them. They're like, So yeah, I mean, but it's just me.
No. That's the idea here is try to solve not all of the problems that we have, but many, at least many, the most of them.
To make a judgment of what you need to spend attention on is what you say. Then other criteria are important.
Okay.
Other than
The number of citation. Okay, yeah. Could be no. It's a excellent recommendation for the next version. I always try to improve the same file. Yeah. This is something that I'm going to do. I'm totally sure. Thank you. Other thing that I put in the document is this part, but it's more when you start to write. Yeah? Sorry, this is something, comments that I use for this paper. For example, this paper used SmartPLS. This is a software that I used. The idea here is this column. When you start to write, article not used. Let me show it. No, don't worry. Say article not used. So what is the idea here? When you start to write your paper, the idea is use each paper that is relevant for you, right? So when you use, when you change, for example, any variable here and put use, automatically the column here change for article use. You can use one paper in different part of your paper, but the idea here is you have one for to identify which paper that you read and you consider it important for you, you used. Yeah, because sometimes we start to write and you forget maybe, oh, I don't know if I use this paper in my writing. So I need to start again and find the authors, and could be a little bit, you can have mistake, right? So the idea here is at the end, when you finish your paper, the idea here is use every paper that you consider relevant for your investigation. For example, it's something like this. You can look in this column, every paper was used. For this paper, I use 119 papers, and the idea at the end is that the file look something like this, right? For example, I use this article or this paper to explain something in the attitude concept, subjective note. I can use in this as well, but I didn't use because in that moment I can't remember, but I didn't use in this one. So if you do it something like this, for me was so useful because you know when you can stop to read, you know in which concepts maybe you can focus your reading, and identify how many papers maybe do you need to read more. Yeah, maybe this is again, this is a possible way, a possible route. It's not that you have to do exactly yeah, something like this. And other example for about the highlight for it is something like this. When you read the paper, just put something like this. Try to highlight the part that was relevant for you. Just put, when I start to write, okay, I just need to find the paper and then go to the files and just, I can't remember. When I read this paper was relevant for me for this part. And now I can integrate in my paper, right? So, I'm going to send the file if somebody want to use. I can't remember how can. Okay, it's done. Okay. Any question for the moment for this part? This is one for to solve maybe the problem that we have to organize the files, organize the ideas, and when you start to write, oh, for me was useful, right? Now, we are going to talk about development of search equation in Scopus and Web of Science. Why is important know about search equation? The first of them is because it's helpful because you can reduce the time that you spend reviewing or reading documents, right? If you have very clear which concept you need to read, you are so specific in the searching. So you find the correct document, so you can reduce the time that you spend searching irrelevant documents, right? Other thing is about the precision in searching, because maybe you start to search document, but you find a lot of information and a lot of document and a lot of paper that you need to sell it very precision. You need to be so precise. You need to have very precision to identify which document you need to read. Other thing is because you can improve the quality of your document, because, for example, you say, okay, I need to citate or I need to find only documents, I don't know, that have higher citation, or just in journal that publish in journal Q1. So if you do it that in equals, it's more faster to find that document, right? And to identification new trends or new research areas, you can use for this as well. So what is that? What is that? One search equation is a structured formulation or search expression. It's something that you can write in the database to find and to be more specific to find the document. How is the process? It's so easy. We need information. We need to create the search equation. To create the search equation, we need to know about operators, about symbols, and about keywords. Then, when we have the search equation, we just we need to go to the database, and then we're happy because we have the document, right? So in this part, we need to know about this part. First, know about the operators. There are two kinds of operators, logical operators. The principal operator is AND. For example, it's more clear to look in this illustration. When you want to find documents that only exist but include two concepts, for example, I need to read paper that only include the words entrepreneurship and tourist, right? So if I use these operators, I can find only the documents or the papers that include both concepts at the same time in the same paper, right? If we use other operators, is OR, is something like this. Okay, I need to find documents that have inside the documents the words entrepreneurship, this part, or tourist, this part. If you use the operator OR. Or maybe and not. Sometimes you need to exclude, for any reason, one specific concept. I don't know, for example, we want to research about entrepreneurship, but I don't want to include the paper about academic. I don't know, for any reason. So I'm going to find documents about entrepreneurship, but exclude every document that includes something about academic. Yeah, that is the idea. We have other operators, proximity operators. This is the one of them is inverted comma. Is when you need to find the specific word. Yeah, the specific word. In this case, for example, I need to find this exactly concept, entrepreneurial intention. A specific context could be different words, yeah, but you only put between inverted commas, and you can find the document that include the exactly words. This is not like entrepreneurial and intention. No, it's not the same. It's the document that you find entrepreneurial intention, the both words completely. Or you can use this operator as well. It's the same. Inverted commas or just put ADG is the same. Entrepreneurial, the operator intention is exactly same thing that inverted commas. I prefer this one. It's more easy to use, but this is other for to use. Other proximity operator is this one, W. It's when you want to find different words, but it is in the same word, but have but are separate from each the other one by exactly number of words. What is that? I showed in one example. For example, I put in the equal chemistry seats W organic. What is that? Include, for example, these two documents and not include this one. Organic chemistry, okay, just look, doesn't matter the position, just is for the distance between the words between them. In this case, it's 0. In this case, for example, chemistry and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and organic. So this is the reason that why this document appear in this equation and in this document don't appear. Why? Just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is more than 6, so this document don't appear. Yeah, it's something that could be more useful for you. This is other kind of operators. So now we know about the operator, about the symbols. The next one is keywords. But the keywords, I just going to say, wait me one moment, because for me, I'm going to explain this part in the next part, right? In the third part. Because for me, I use something and in the next part that this is useful for this. For now, we can use, we can create the search equation just with these two operators and symbols. Now we are going to Web of Science, and then we can get the document, right? Oh, okay, sorry. We talked about operators first. We didn't know about symbols. Now we are going to talk about symbols. The principal symbol is asterisk. Asterisk is when you want to change or you want to replace indeterminate number of characters. For example, economy. For example, in my case or in my area, we can use economy, but there are many different words that start with the same structure, but at the end change it. If I put in the equal econom asterisk, the document that appears is document that include economy, economies, economic, economics. You can see, just put the asterisk and the equation complete the different papers close to these words. You can use asterisk at the beginning, at the end. For example, in this case, we can have microeconomy, microeconomy, microeconomies, micro. So you can use asterisk to complete different or indeterminate characters in the same word. Other symbol is question mark. Question mark is when you want to replace just one specific character. Sorry. For example, woman, woman, or men, and men. Yeah. So you can use this symbol to find the document. For me, the most important is parentheses. Yeah. Parentheses is when you have different stage in one equals. For example, the most common could be just two concepts. For example, in this case, entrepreneurship and tourism. right? But we can have something like this: entrepreneurship, and I can include government or society. So if you can see, we start to have different parentheses, and in this part I include government document that include government or society, but have as well entrepreneurship. Or we can have one equals like this: entrepreneurship and include government or society, like this, like the before, but and not on exclude the documents associated with a university, universities, university, yeah, different words. So somebody can maybe help me to draw, for example, this one. Is you can understand if they're saying something like this and find documents that is here. He's entrepreneurship and this is tourism, right? For the next one, entrepreneurship and government or society. In this case, I always try something like this. This is government and society. And which paper include? All of them, right? But now we are going to add other concept with one and. In this case, for example, could be this one. This is entrepreneurship. And say, okay, include both of them, government and society, but with one and in entrepreneurship. So the only thing that have is this part. Oh.
There's a sponge on the top. If you don't want to use your finger.
Entrepreneurship?
If you don't want to use your finger, there's that sponge and eraser.
Ah, okay, okay, thank you. Okay, okay. So in this case, you are going to find documents that include these two concepts, but include as well entrepreneurship. Yeah. And if we want to have more challenge, it the same equals, the next equals. So it's like if we include a not university, it's something like this. Remember that it's exclude, right? So the idea is exclude of these three concepts. So in this case, well, I'm going to use my finger because it's I'm going to delete this part. It's more easy to understand. Yeah. That is the idea, but drawing. So now we can go to the practical session. We are going to use Web.Science and Scopus very fast. Scopus is this platform, and now we need to connect to vamos a library, database, Web.Science, and here is Web.Science, and here. So you can see, look something, look something very, very similar. Yeah, there are the most important database. One recommendation that I usually do is don't find in all file of document just topic, because in topic just find the words or the equals in the title, in the abstract, and the keywords. And then you only have to put the question. In this case, for example, we are going to put, for example, this part.
Sorry, I missed the connection. So Scopus is a kind of web of science, or is Scopus a function of index?
Both of them, there are database. Yeah, you can find documents
But Scopus we can also find in the library.
in here. No, in blocks, no, you don't have assets.
I missed it.
How? Say again, please.
Where did you just go?
Okay, where? If you want to access to Scopus,
Yeah.
okay, you don't have access to Scopus. I ask for that, and the library say that you don't have access to Scopus. But the idea here is that it's so close, the information that showed is so close. So, exactly. And you can put the same equals in both databases, right?
Signing the Scopus. So Scopus is run by Elsevier, the publisher.
Yeah.
Right? And you can, if you have ever published anything, which I guess you have, you can sign up with a free also profile. And then I think.
Okay. Okay.
What you purpose today is showing how they are similar.
Yeah, they are so similar because I can put the same equals in both software, in both databases, and show so similar information because the document is the same, appear in both databases, right? It's more about the maybe the for of the web, but you can see that it's the same because you have one part to put your equation, and in this part you have the same part, and you can use the same equation. If you use, for example, Scopus, it's the same, that just search. Yeah, sorry.
And I'll go back to Scopus. So on the right-hand side at the top, there's the institutional login. So we can still log in, we just have the basic version and not the advanced, but we might want to ask, I don't know, IT to get access to it, if it's valuable. Try.
Yeah, could be a good option.
Like the advanced.
The basic, we can actually see which journals are in the databases, but we cannot look for the documents. So you see the journals that are included, but you cannot search the document itself. We don't have access to the document.
See that it's there.
Yeah.
It's a sweet shop.
It's because like Scopus is the biggest database so far, and Web of Science is the second one. So yeah, maybe they will show you how good they are, and we don't have access to it. Yeah, that's what the one says.
And so there could be potentially articles on Scopus that you're not going to be able to find. on
Yeah.
Web of Science. Yeah.
So I think it's-
I mean, where is it overtaken by research rabbit?
You can use both in Research Rabbit. Is there a question?
Overtaken.
Yeah, the research ones, things.
If you show about it, briefly, I can talk about it.
Okay. Okay, for example, now it's not working in Scopus, so so this thing happened. So we are going to use while this work. So for example, in this case, I'm going to just search entrepreneurship and show this number. And advices for this part to find documents. I always try to use the parentheses to include more concepts. For example, something that I did. Oh, I do. I try to do something like this. For example, if I going to find document about entrepreneurship and tourists, I try to put a big parenthesis, and then I'm going to put possible words associated with entrepreneurship. The principal, entrepreneur, maybe I can put one asterisk here. other thing, other concept close to entrepreneurship could be business. Other could be, I don't know, companies. Again, with one asterisk. And I could put maybe words that have one relation with the principal concept, right? And then I go to start to put one or here, one or here. For example, new, I don't know, new company, new business, startup, and put or to include more words associated with the principal concept. And I can do the same over here. Tourist. I don't know. So, Bernardo can help me. Virtual, for example, is he one virtual? I don't know. I just the principal is the treat. I don't know. Something travel, something like this. And then I just put or, and between them I put the and. Yeah, this is something that I did usually again in Excel. I just put word on, and then I just copy this result and paste in Word, and it's done. Yeah, this is a good idea, something like this, right? The problem here is find these words, right? Possible keywords. Yeah.
So what about?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to find out?
Say again, please.
I was going to say, what comes out of that equation?
How, for one example, how put this in one equation? Okay, I can do it. For example, this is, so one parenthesis here, and I close over here, and then I put or, business or company or startup, and then tourist or I don't know, trip or I don't know, travel or virtual. This one is the same that you can see that
is articles that link any of on the left with
Mhm.
any of on the right.
exactly, that's the idea, and include of all of them, right? But only when you have one match between the concept, right? Could be, for example, I don't know, entrepreneurship with virtual, a company with tourists, or new companies with travel, or a startup with treat, something like this, and find all of them documents. That is the idea. So at the beginning, I usually try to put just two general concepts, two big concepts. I don't know if that is the good words. In this case, entrepreneurial and tourist. And then while I am reading papers, I'm going to find different keyword out, and I'm going to refine the equals.
Start from general and then.
Yeah, exactly. That is a dynamic process. It's not just one equals and no more. No, you start with a general equals, and then you going to refine the equals at the same time that you are reading papers.
Examples of these words just anywhere in the text or just in the title or expert?
Okay, in this case, you can decide this. For example, in all of the document, or just in the title, or just in the author, public. Something that I use, I don't know why, but I like it, is this one, topic, because only find in the title, abstract, and keywords. No more. Yeah, and combine, exactly. So, but you can use just the title, just the, I don't know, maybe other on there, or just all fields. This is something that I do. This is a rule that I used. So it's complicated. What do you think? No.
Mention about standard real operators, this kind of operators, you can use them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
So they're really helpful
Yeah.
to learn because they are, like Luis is saying, very useful for databases, but even for finding PDFs or Word or Google.
You mean things like parentheses and the end?
Yeah, you know, you can also, you could, the, comillas in Google, you also get
And the
the
same thing.
exact, and so they are really helpful, I think, for this application, but also kind of like just useful to learn for any kind of program that which
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Okay. And remember that this is a dynamic process. It's not that, okay, I just finished with the first equals and it's done. No, you need continuous. And for example, other thing that I do, I was close to forget it. And sometimes I use one parenthesis more with one and I put here the methodology. Yeah. So for example, in my case, I use SEM. This is a structural equal modeling. This is a kind of methodology. So if you are going to use, for example, I don't know, ground theory, this is a good idea. Put your concept and your methodology. And then you are going to find documents that have or include the methodology that you are going to use. It's more useful, right? It's more useful. Because, for example, in this case, we can find here close to 30,000 papers. So this is a big number. If I put, for example, this part here, you can reduce, decrease. And I can put just, for example, the same. And look, now we are so specific. Now we can find documents that only include this methodology and include this concept. But in this case, again, like something like this, I use, for example, here, comillas. So I can exclude other words close to the methodology. For example, sometimes the authors say square, equals. So I need to include other words with the same meaning. Yeah, this is the idea. So, but if you do one search equals, you are going to be more precise finding your document that you really need to read. Yeah, exactly. For example, remember the Excel file that I show you, and you say, okay, Luis, you need to focus in subjective norm, I think, subjective norm. Okay, so if I know that I need to read more about subjective norm for any reason, or I just put other parentheses here and put subjective norm. And in that equal, I will be more focused, right? So this is a good, for me, it's so useful. Question, maybe?
Clarification. Okay, I'm just fixing it.
Yeah.
When you're using Boolean logic, they have to be in capitals. When
Well,
you
use-
use Boolean logic,
Mhm.
such as and or,
Mm-hmm.
do you have to write it in capitals?
No.
Because I noticed
No. Is you can write in not capital.
Okay.
It's the same. Just this is something that I do to differentiate operators and words. But you can write all of them without capital letters, right? Okay. So now, sorry. Now we know which document or which concept we need to find and how we can find that document applicating the search equals. If it's so close, Web of Science or Scopus, you can use the same equals. Yeah. Now we are going to talk about bibliometric analysis in RStudio. Somebody heard about RStudio before, maybe? Yeah. Sometimes sounds so difficult to use. Or just the want people use it, and it is so difficult. No, no, I don't like it. So I'm going to show is this is complicated or not complicated. So why is important this one?
I don't know. Does
About
RStudio.
okay, now we're going to I'm going to show you how is it.
Okay, you're going to explain what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, I'm going to explain what is that. First, why is important? It's important because you can identify new trends in your research. Maybe you can identify new areas. It's good to support decision making. For example, in one time, I'm totally sure that you are to ask to myself. I don't know if that is the good words. In some time, you need to decide in which journal you are going to publish. In some time, in which journal. How you decided? Just no, I like it. That's one. No. Okay. Or my supervisor asked me about that. Suggests to me publish in that journal. So doing a bibliometric analysis is a good support to make a good decision. Yeah. For example, when I did it, my bibliometric analysis, my supervisor suggests to me one journal, and I suggest other journal. And then I'm going to talk about why I decide the other journal, and he say, okay, that is better, because if you don't know about one journal, it's not the same that that journal is not important. It's just because maybe you don't hear about that journal in the before, right? So what is that? Yeah, the question. We need to differentiate, because the concept about bibliometric analysis and systematic literature review is so close. When you use a systematic literature review, it's normal that the people do it bibliometric analysis. But what is that? It's a quantitative analysis of scientific publication to identify and evaluate research trends and pattern within a disciplinary field. So it's a quantitative analysis of publication. This is the summary. And we know about the systematic literature, but it's common that the people when publish one systematic literature review, applicate before one bibliometric analysis. So how is the process? If you want to do a bibliometric analysis, we need to have one search equation. We know now about that. We need to put inside the databases. We know how. Now just is put in the software, right? You can see here RStudio and other logo. This is bibliometrics. RStudio is the software, but we are going to use one library. Yep. I'm going to show you very, very clear how we can do it. Sorry. In this library, or in this software, we can find possible keywords. That's the reason that I told you, okay, wait for just one moment. And then we can identify here possible keywords, refine the equation. And again, this is a process dynamic. And when you decide, okay, I have the good set equation, then go to the report, right? So now we are going to do the practical session. How is work? First, we need to entry to the software. Just put RStudio Online in Google and select the first weight. At the beginning, it's normal or it's common that you need one login. So for example, I'm not logging here, so just click here, login. And then my recommendation is just login with the Google. Okay. Here we are in the software RStudio. So what we have to do, just click here, new project, and new RStudio project. RStudio you can install on your laptop, on your computer, or you can use in the cloud. Yeah. For example, in this case, you can identify I'm using Google Chrome and not install the software in my laptop, right? So you can have different projects and use in different laptop in the different computer. Now we are in the environment of RStudio. Now we need to install the software bibliometrics. How we can do it? Just click here, package, install. We need to find bibliometrics. And start to install the software bibliometrics. You need to do just one time, and you don't need to do this for the next time. And you can use in different laptops, in different computers. Just install the software because sometimes the people say, no, but it is complicated, install the software, this is difficult. I'm going to show you how is it and how many times we can spend. 216.
You're now downloading the RStudio.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly not in my computer, in the project in the cloud.
Sorry, I've entered and then I don't see what you see.
Okay, on Google, just put RStudio Online.
Like this, it shows that I've been 0 hours and have 0 active content.
Okay, so here in your space, and then new project, and here, new project.
Okay, your space and your project.
Your space and your project, and then you are going to see something like this, and then click on package and install. And in install, we find, for example, he finished to install the software. Now I'm going to call the library. I go to library, and I just to say, okay, I need to call bibliometrics. Here I call the library, the software, and now I just need to open it. I put biblioshiny. Okay.
You just routine command.
Project from library, sorry.
Okay, no, don't worry. Just here and then this one, new project, new RStudio project.
Is it RStudio run by POSIT?
Yeah, that is the web page.
By this one?
This one.
This one.
Login.
But I need to sign up first.
No, yeah. You can use your Google profile, your Google mail. For example, I use this one just, and use your.
All right.
Okay. Could you check that spend like 1 or 2 minutes loading? No? Okay. It's delayed just 1 or 2 minutes, just the first time. Then when you are going to use the next time, just is so fast. Now we are in the software. Yeah, it's difficult to install the software. No, maybe we need to know the process, right? But we spend around, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe installing the software. Okay, let me check. Okay, first you need to install the software. Aquí the package install and declare bibliometric. No, bibliometrics. Yeah, this is the first one. Yeah, just click and install.
Okay.
And then he start to install. Yeah. So now we have the software installed. What we are going to do now? So we need to have the paper that we find in Scopus or on Web of Science, right? So I come back to the Web of Science. For example, I'm going to change again the equals to be more specific, maybe this one. Okay, so we have this number. How we are going to export the information and connect with the software? Just we need to select here, select all record, and then export, and select this kind of search, big test. And how many records? This is a limitation that have the database. You only can export maximum 1,000 paper, right? But I think that is enough, right? Then click records and select full records here. Let me check. And then export. Now we have the data, and we are going to upload in the software. So client data, load data, click here import raw database. You can import from Scopus or from Web of Science, it's the same. Show the file. So this is the file. Open it and start.
Why would you do? I was checking the chat.
Oh. Why I do it? Okay, I'm going to show. Okay. Okay. I am going to show why I use it. Yeah, because I know I doing installing one software. I need to export data, maybe, but why I'm doing this? In this part, that's quite a few minutes. In this part, just the software say, okay, Luis, that file that you upload have 1,000 of document and have this information. How many dates missing? How? Excellent is that all of the documents have, for example, authors, that variables. Yeah. We export from Web of Science one file with 1,000 of paper, and each paper have the variable authors. So for example, in this case, we didn't lose any variables.
So the status column is on the quality of the data.
Yeah, exactly. For example, in this case, affiliation, 11 paper of 1,000, the software didn't find the variable affiliation. Yeah.
What if that possible? What if that's good?
What?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm?
11,000.
Okay, so just close these windows, and now I'm going to show what you can find in this software. So we have different options. For example, this one, annual scientific production, right? Different years, it's an evolution, and you can check how many papers were published. If you look this graphic, it's idea that is a good topic to research because many people is publishing in that topic. Yeah, so have this is a good illustration to identify the how many papers are published in that. For example, about the average citation per year, how many average papers were published for each year. For example, this one, 3 field plot. Authors, I don't know, maybe countries, maybe keywords. Oh, no, maybe 20 is a lot. We can change this thing, this thing, and this thing. So, for example, this is a kind of illustration that you can identify in a 3-field plot in this kind of research, right? About entrepreneurship and tourism. This is an example. And we can find here, for example, which is the most countries that publish a lot in this topic, entrepreneurship and tourism again. Portugal, Italy, Spain, Australia, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, and United Kingdom. So this is, you start to identify, okay, this is the country that more publish in this topic. And about the authors, this is the possible most important authors in this research. And Connect, for example, from Portugal, you can see how many documents have relation with that country. And look this part, keywords, right? So you can find here entrepreneurship, tourism, but you can identify others words, for example, sustainability, innovation, sustainable tourism, social entrepreneurship, rural tourism. So in this part, you start to find possible keywords that you can integrate in your search effort, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I have never used this program before. So just to triple check, what we're seeing is metadata that the program creates on the articles that we fed it. It's not data that is within the article, but metadata that is created from the data of those articles. So the program knows who are the authors, where it's published, etc., and taken that data and created for you this analysis with metadata, like data of that. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So this program is not so much, it doesn't really help you to know what's inside the articles, but it helps you create an idea of the environment. Is that the objective of using this program? Or what is your goal when you choose to do this process?
Okay. Say the last. Oh, okay. Why I use it? For example, in one moment, I'm going to show, for example, which are the journal that most publish in my topic. So is I identify that, I don't know, any a journal publish a lot of about my research, could be a good journal to publish my paper there.
You show the table left side.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm going to show different results that this software. This is only the first one, right? I'm going to show more results that you can find in this software. But before, I have one question. Is 2.5? Do you want to take the break now? We are in the middle of the seminar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think so? How many times do you consider that this is enough to the break, and come back at what time? 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. So perfect. Yeah. Why use it? Maybe we need primero. No. Maybe it's better if I show before of the results, and then you can identify. Okay, it's for that.
Right.
Yeah, because I have like 15 results here, and you can identify. Oh, this is useful for me. Maybe this not, but this is. Yeah. So first, just finish all of the results, and then you.
See, when you explained earlier, which really made sense to me, was when you compared it to the systematic literature review, because you said for this, it's only trends. And the systematic literature review is the insights of the article.
Yeah, it's the article.
Okay.
But this is very interesting.
It's metadata of the article.
This is very good if you use it alongside the systematic.
Yeah, we were struggling, I think we were struggling to see where it fits. Yeah, I was struggling to see where it fits in the purpose, what it was doing, what the program was really doing. But I think understanding that metadata, what it does to create metadata out.
That's what I learned today.
Yeah.
It's metadata, and you can trends and patterns, not the content.
Yeah.
But the trends and patterns in all of the metadata, like DE, subject, and author
Countries, authors, and
I'd not appreciated you could do so much with all of the different types of content. And that's really interesting.
and with the other results, well, this for me is better, but depends what you are going to use. I'm going to show many results, and it's up to you which result you are going to use.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The whole point is that it is clear now that you use this program to analyze trends.
Okay.
Not to analyze content.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning,
Ah,
you thought that
exactly.
you were trying to
Yeah,
analyze the content of the paper, so we were very lost. And then now, like, it's clear that what you're doing is analyzing.
Okay, yeah, this is more. It's not about the content. It's not about the content. It's more about quant data, maybe metadata.
A quantitative study of the metadata.
Okay, it's metadata. Okay.
But very good because I think often as researchers we even know how to synthesize the content, and we never know how to use the metadata and the patterns of the metadata. And we have to learn to.
I think it's very interesting. I've never used this program before, but it's the kind of thing that if you're an expert in your field, you kind of know, but you don't know exactly. So you have an idea, but you can't actually say, oh, there has been in the last 10 years 3,500 publications. You're just saying, oh, in the last 10 years this has been a lot more popular. You know, there's been a lot published in the last 10 years. So but with this, you can actually say,
Can I take one?
well, there has been exactly a
Can I take one?
20% increase in number of publications in the last 10 years. Which more and more.
Okay. Thank you. Sure.
I'm able to go work on my literature review because I have a deadline. I really appreciate all of this, and we'll be for dinner tonight. Are
Okay,
you
don't
saying
worry.
that you'll be on campus after the presentation?
Yeah, I will be here.
Maybe we all ride together on the bus.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
See you. See you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Do you want us to?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we started.
Okay.
So now the idea is show which result we can find in the software, right? Sometimes the software stop. I don't know why. When I use, for example, for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, the software just stop. And what I did, just close and open again and continue it very normal. It's maybe because, I don't know, we spend time here. So which other thing we can find here, for example, in search, most relevant search, and play. So for example, in this case, you can identify the journals that publish in this topic. For example, sustainability, you can see that this is the journal that most publish in this topic. So it's a possible journal that you can publish your paper, right? You can see, for example, other one, Tourist Management, Journal of Sustainability, Sustainable Tourism. The idea here is you can identify which journal publish a lot of paper in your research, right? So in my case, I took this variable to demonstrate why I need to publish in that specific journal, right? Now, the software show the variable about the count, but it's just one idea. You need to be more. You need to have more variables to decide which journal you are going to publish, right? This is just one of them. For example, sustainability. Okay, many people publish in this journal, so I'm going to check it. How is the journal? Is Q1? Is Q2? Is Q3? How is the impact? Others variable, but this is a possible journal, or this is a list of possible journals that we can use. So search local. This is the journal as well, but only that you can find in the local document, not in every document, in the reference only. So you can find here other lists of possible journals, for example, tourist management. Oh, I think that this is a cool one. I don't know. Did you read? Yeah, this is a good journal. So this is other module that you can identify which journal you can use. This one, for example, this is the evolution about publish, but by journals. Yeah, you can identify, for example, that this is the journal that more publish in this. Thank you. And this is sustainability. And you can identify, for example, if you saw or you see one line but have these four, you say, okay, that journal, so maybe other one, right? And you can see that many of them is increasing, is arising, so it's good to publish. Now, authors, most relevant authors. You can check here, for example, about how many papers have each author. Yeah, this is a good idea to look. Okay, is Diaz published a lot of in this topic? I need to read his paper, his or her paper. I don't know. Yeah, and about each of them. Yeah, each one of them. So this is idea to identify who people could be the most important authors that publish in my topic, right? I don't know if I said. Again, we need to identify which paper to identify, sorry, the quality, for example, because maybe, I don't know, that's, yeah, police 14 paper, but I don't, Q4, Q3, yeah, you know. So, but this is idea that, okay, if they publish a lot in my research, I need to check it, that authors, and check it, the quality of his publish, right? Authors productions, for example, this one. This is one graphic that illustrates per year the evolution of publish. For example, the most longer, the most older, was about researching about this topic was Wang. Yeah, and you can check the how many published per year, but you can check, for example, that Diaz, he started in 2021 and published a lot of in that. What do you do in this case? For example, if you check somebody, but you look the line and finish over here and no have more published about this topic, but you say, okay, maybe he's not researching now, so I don't going to read about him, right? So now you can check which is the more update, the most relevant in the actuality authors to check, right? Let's go to the affiliation, for example. This is about affiliation of that paper. For example, University Surrey, I have never read about this university. And you can see different affiliation of the author of the paper as well. You can check, for example, as well, the same for line for university, how many papers they publish by affiliation, right? So, for example, for me, it's curiously which is this affiliation, because maybe in the future I can work with them, with that university, with that affiliation. Example, this one. This one, for example, countries scientific production. You can check in the map the production of each country. For example, I don't know, you say this number, we are here, UK, 212, China published a lot of information about that. Yeah, Australia is like the second, maybe Spain, Portugal. If we need this information, but in a number, we can check the tables and we can check, for example, the most country that publish in this topic is China, then Portugal, then UK, then Spain, Australia. Yeah. The same information, but about the history or the evolution. You can check, for example, China is the most have more in rising, you know. The second one is Portugal, then United Kingdom. Let's go to talk about the, well, maybe most cited. This is important as well, because one thing is publish, another thing is citate. For example, in this one, we can look that United Kingdom have less paper published than China, for example, but United Kingdom have more citation that China. Maybe it's one sign that you can see, okay, that is the quality of the papers or the publish. Let's go to talk about the documents. For example, most documents citate this one. For example, in this module, you can check which paper were more cited. For example, this paper have a lot of citations. So we have the table here, for example, and you have here 10 or more paper that have more citation in your research. I thought that this is one list that you have to read, yes or yes, yeah? For example, the first one, and you only have to click here in the DOI. And the paper is there, yeah? So for me, this part is so useful because, you know, maybe you read a lot of paper in your research, but are you reading the most important, maybe the most cited paper in your research? You don't know. Now you know, right? At least, in my case, for example, at least, I don't know, 20, 30 papers in this list, right? I have to read, check it, because these are the most papers cited in this research, right?
But of course, that's something in that. People reading and citing because they find citation.
Okay. Okay, yeah, totally agree. But again, it's a route to take it. You can identify. Maybe you can say, okay, no, that this is have a lot of citation, but no. Maybe for me, it's not the good paper. Maybe for other research, if you thought that something like that is maybe because you need to change your records, because you are finding documents that is not don't have relation with your researcher, right? So in this case, for example, yeah, if I read this paper and I say, okay, for me, any, yeah. So okay, for me, the problem is not the software or no, it's not the paper, it's the equals. I have to refine the equals to find the correct paper. If you read this document and you say, okay, wow, that every of them is useful for me, I'm going to use in my paper in the future, I put in my Excel file, etc., etc. Okay, you have a good equals. That is the reason that I told you that the set equation is dynamic. You need to refine and refine and refine and refine. But so I did, for example, 30. I take 50 and read at least 30 documents here and find each document. Let me check. Documents. Most frequency. This one. Most frequent word, right? And check numbers. Put, I don't know, maybe 30, and then so. Here in this module, we can find the words that is most frequent. Yeah. So entrepreneurship, performance, tourism, innovation, management, and you have all of them. With this list, you can find possible keywords, and you can add in the equals. Or you can decide, okay, my principal topic is entrepreneurship and tourism, but I can look here that many people talk about performance, about innovation, about management, about the impact, hospitality, so rural tourism. So maybe I can join that concept in my research. I don't know, maybe rural tourism. I don't know what is rural tourism, and I start to read about this topic and integrate in my research, right?
You have to know the word maybe just from the abstract or from the whole paper. Because you know.
Okay. The software just take information about the title, abstract, authors, not about the whole paper.
You've done topic, right? That's just built.
Mm.
All the things you just said, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
so it, yeah, but so it's taking mainly the abstract here.
That's like the nice one.
Abstract title, you can include, for example, filter over here. By what? For example, title, abstract. For example, by keywords. And you can check this one. We can identify that we have the good equals because look the first two words, entrepreneurial and tourist, and that was our equals, right? But we can find here, for example, social entrepreneurship. Oh, I don't know what is social entrepreneurship, but the people start to publish a lot about that concept. So I start to read about that. Maybe I can integrate in my research, right? For example, one word cloud. I don't know if you look before. Did you look before this graphic? And you can identify for site the frequency of that word. In this case, we can say, okay, entrepreneurial and tourist. But the second one, again, rural tourist, sustainability, tourist entrepreneurship, sustainable tourism. So we can find here different contexts that is possible that we need to read to integrate with our research. Remap. This graphic, something like this, the most important concept, and start with the site. You can identify how many words repeat in the data by percent, right? It's to look how many weight have each how many weight have each concept in the data that we export before. What frequently over time. The same, but in one history. Yes, you can check for each word the evolution, and you can check in this time that every word is have more, each year have more published about his word. So if you can, again, if you look one line, something like this, okay, this is one topic that is not going to, is not a trend. So maybe we don't have to take that way. Maybe other. Okay, let me show. Here. With the years and the words. Trends topic.
Sorry, let me ask you a question. In this particular meeting, saying that you want to check, you're checking if the topic is trending. Well, at what point do you do this check? Is it at the point where you're kind of synthesizing, thinking about what your project is going to be all about, or is it at the point, or could you do it at that point, or do it at the point where you've already started and then you're trying to, is this topic worth discussing, is it worth going into, and if so, would I be able to find enough material, that kind of stuff? So I just need to understand at what point is this important.
Okay, it's more for example, in the stage that you are doing your registration. So in that moment you have to decide which way you have to take. So I don't know, maybe you told me that you are talking about something the band third level or something three level, but you can identify, for example, here that there are more people publish about, I don't know, seconds bank to bank. Okay, it's something that you can use. Okay, 3 bank is not a trend now. I can change. So this is more like to decide which way you can take, and it's more for the beginning. Really, I think that this is more useful when you are starting your researching, because it's something like, okay, I have many ways to take. Which way I'm going to take? Okay, this one, right?
So basically, having a more scientific approach to make a decision.
Exactly, yeah. For example, in this case, again, trends topic, and just look, this is for years. We can see here the years, and look, the principal words that appear is gender. So for me, could be a good option include gender in my research. So tourism, entrepreneurship, and gender. Yeah, because now from over here, I don't know, it's 2020, 2021, the people start to integrate these concepts in the publications. So for me, this could be a good variable to include in my research about resilience, for example, framework, education. So I can include this concept in my own research, right? For example, the opposite. For example, this one, ventures, transition, knowledge, family. For example, family. And finish here. So if you know that the people is not publishing about family in the researching about entrepreneurship and tourism, you are going to integrate family in your research? I don't know. This is something that you have to decide, but you can check here that at least in the last 2 years, the people didn't publish about that concept. So it's more to have more support to decide. Did you check before this graphic? This note is tourist, this is entrepreneurship. Oh. Come on. And here you can check the relationship between the principal topic, the principal concept, and others concept. So family business, knowledge, bibliometric analysis, business, education. So now you can identify, for example, okay, tourism and entrepreneurship, there are the most important topic here, but you can identify again other possible concepts to integrate in your research. And how is the relation between them? Social structure. Collaboration network, maybe you want to look at. And collaboration by countries. So you can check how is the relation between the papers for each country. You can check that in UK with Australia and Estados Unidos and Spain, maybe is the most relation between them. So this is the software bibliometric analysis. If you can identify, this is useful because you can identify in which journal you can publish, which paper are the most cited in your research, which author are the most have the most published in this topic, yeah, which other concept we can integrate in our research, and if my topic is a new trend maybe or not, I can change or I have to change or not, yeah. So we have many things useful to applicate in our research. So I have one question. What do you think? Is possible to publish the bibliometric analysis? What do you think? The result that we have or we identify in the software?
Science research.
Maybe. So I'm going to show and just look at. Example 1, Journal of Business Research. This is a Q1 journal, right? And look, this is the process, the methodology. This is a number of papers. We have the graphic numbers of paper, but here they use Excel. These tables, for example, show the top of 10 of most cited research work. We have this information in the software. This software, can you remember this illustration? So, other example. Technological, foreskin, and social chain. Other, Q1. Excel again. Look, could you remember this illustration? This one. We can find this module as well, but I didn't show for the time. Again, Journal of Innovation and Knowledge, again, Q1. Excel. Remember this graphic? Oh. This graphic you can export as well in the software. Do you remember this graphic as well? Other evidence synthesis. Again, this used exactly figure, the exactly illustration that the software, and show information, the same information that we can found in the software. So, it's possible to publish?
How is it cited though? Because how they cited?
Wow, this is something interesting. Depend of your goals or that publication, because it's frequently that the people use bibliometric analysis when they are going to publish about the systematic literature review. Yeah. So, and depend what is going to be the goal of that systematic literature review, depend of that, you can use one module or other one.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you use bibliometric.
Mhm.
You're going to include one of the graphics which
Mhm.
is relevant in your paper. How have they cited? Have they just acted as if they created that graph, or are they citing bibliometric?
Wait, speak a little bit math.
I mean, yeah, just
As a
any of those
reference.
graphs, what does it say at the, what does it say in the graph, Does it say what
The source of the graph.
So why I use one graph and no other one?
Mm.
What does it say as a reference?
The source of the graph. Must be used.
In these papers that you showed.
Okay, do you need to show? You don't want to show? Okay. Is our Okay. For example, in this one, let's go to check. Oh, sorry, don't say that. If you don't put one source, it's because it's own. Or I thought that, right? That is the reason. Do you need how you can put the source? The fuente, la fuente?
They probably have to write a very comprehensive methodology.
Okay. For example, in this case, look, in this paper, they put source biblioshine based on Web of Science dataset. Yeah, for example, in this case, they use the software biblioshine and using non-Scopus Web of Science dataset. Right?
Could you possibly show us the methodology section?
In this. Methodology, data collections, this is here. Initial keywords, criterion of exclusion, result. This is, oh, this is so short, but this is like a process when you want to applicate systematic literature review. You have different stage, different step, but it's something like this, but wow, very, the graphic was very short. Okay. No, you're welcome. So the idea here is it's possible to publish because sometimes we say, oh no, I need to collect the data and analyze and then I'm going to publish. You don't have to wait to the end and to get the result about your data to start to publish. You can start to publish with this part.
What claims, other than say, I've done a review and this is, what are the outcomes with an article like that? What can you say? I mean, how many times can an article be published on bibliometric?
Okay. Yeah, that.
Because it's the early stage, instead of waiting 3 years to publish your first paper, you might as well pick that file.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, maybe.
But what can you say on the back of it? What can you claim based on bibliometric analysis? What are the arguments you put forward in the article?
I think it shows, for example, research trends. So if you have this data published before, and it's like a new niche, a new topic.
Okay, you want
you can
evidence
show-
of that as a trend.
Exactly, the research trend, which is very useful, yes.
Maybe justify then your data research, so you can say there was this trend with this.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes, that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
So it would be very trends in patterns. You wouldn't call it a systematic literature review because that's about the content.
Mhm.
But you would call it a bibliometric
Mhm.
analysis of review.
Yes.
Yeah. Because.
Okay, I read paper about just bibliometric analysis, just that concept, that methodology, but I read more frequently paper that use systematic literature review and integrate one bibliometric analysis. So you can find both. Just one. So, but if you want to publish in Q1, maybe it's more difficult just publish one bibliometric analysis. It's just like this, it's more difficult. Maybe in Q4, Q3, but in Q1, okay. In that case, you need to be more in depth and apply more systematic literature review. It's better, right? That's I don't know. That is the thing that I thought, right? Oh, okay. The next, it's analysis in research review, right? So, what is important because it's most effective. You can save your time, find more documents, be more quickly and effectively. Oh, for me, this is important. You can identify the topic evolution in one specific concept, right? Because sometimes we start to read paper, for example, entrepreneurship again. And I'm going to start read paper about entrepreneurship, but is I going to to read about entrepreneurship, I need first read paper or read the paper that the people that create that concept. Who was the people, the author that create entrepreneurship? And we need to start reading that document and the evolution to understand that concept, not just entrepreneurship, just why? No, yeah, because yes, and no more. Yeah? What is that? It's a software, it's a tool, and it's useful because you can organize and manage the information and identify new documents. How is the process? It's so easy. You can export the document from Zotero or from Excel, include in Research Revit, and then get new documents. I use this software at the same time that bibliometrics, because I can identify one document in bibliometrics, but in Research Revit, I can identify other ones. So I try to combine both software.
You mean your all your articles that you showed us the first stage? You use that to
Exactly. I'm going to show for one example how we can use, for example, Research Revit to get new documents. I'm going to show. So step one, okay, I'm going to close this part, this part. First, we need to open the web page, login. What's up? Work or no work? Okay, it's working. So at the beginning, you have to create one account, and then appear something like this. And then you have to click here, new collection, put one number, and add papers. If you are starting to read about some topic, you need to add the most principal paper. Maybe could be a good option. Remember in bibliometric, the list of the paper most cited, you can export the DOI and put here. I'm just going to put, I'm just going to use, I don't know, for example, for over here. You can use Zotero to connect your documents, or just put here the titles, the DOI, or keywords. In my case, I think that this is more easy. Just put the keywords, the DOI, sorry, and we have the DOI in the cell. So just copy and paste and add, and then I don't know why is.
Yeah, keep doing that with me as well.
No. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I don't know. I'm just going to put different DOI there.
I'll do it in one go, the whole load of different GLIs.
Copy all of them, and I tried, but no, it's not possible. In fact, I tried to use the import this part for big text, but well, I can't.
And what about the file? What's being uploaded?
Let me, okay. I tried here, but you only can upload two kind of document, RIS or big text, and I tried both. No, I didn't. I can't. The idea to use this software is more at the beginning of the research, because you can identify more documents to read. For example, I just put here 5 documents. This is an example, but the idea here is put at least, I don't know, at the beginning, 10, 20 paper that you read before, and then click here in similar work, and look this part. Oh. In this part, you can check the relation between the papers. The paper that appear in green is the paper that you have in this list. So this is the other paper that has relation with your topic. For example, this paper for me is really important to read. Have many relation with other documents, and in this part, timeline, you can identify the evolution of your topic. For example, in this case, it's something that I have to read. For example, read this paper and these two papers as well, right? And how I identify which paper is, just click on the circle, and you can look here the paper. Just click in the title, and you can check the document. So this is so useful because I told you, if you are going to read about this topic, a specific topic, you need to read who was the people that start to publish about that concept, and read and continue in this way, yeah. And read, for example, these two papers that have modern a lot of relationship between other circles. And again, when you see the, I don't know how can I say that, because when you find different a lot of document in blue, because have many relation with your documents, right? So it's possible that you say again, okay, when I going to stop? Maybe when you have every document in green, and you read the document that have relation between them. I use this software especially in the beginning and in the middle of my research, because I didn't identify other document that I didn't in bibliometrics. So that's the reason that why I use both at the same time. Any questions for the moment? This software, you can see that this is so easy to use.
Yeah. Finding what, you know, finding
Exactly. And you can identify, for me, the special thing here is identify new documents that maybe you can identify in Web of Science or in bibliometrics. And this is other alternative, other way to find other document that is relevant for your research, right?
And for Research Rabbit, so it's linked to Web of Science, Scopus, like all the data that it finds, it comes from those two or from other?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Say again.
Just out of curiosity.
But say again.
Where, so if you put paper, where does it find the other data? Like, does it have access to all the databases or just some? Like,
Which document I put in Research Rabbit?
Yes.
Okay, how I start? I start first with the list of bibliometrics, 10 or 20 documents that I read. I read before, not just, okay, this is the list and copy paste. No, we need to read before.
Where does Research Rabbit takes this data from?
When I put the DOI,
Yes.
I put the DOI inside the software.
But yeah, but then from there, how does the links?
How the software do it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. In this
No,
case,
I was just wondering if it's taken papers from different databases or specific ones?
Ooh, wow,
which is
that is a good question, but I don't know.
Yeah, it takes on the references, just takes from.
So just from,
From references, and then it keeps replicating, so if there are any new development, any new research. So because of that initial, it just keeps, because you already have established topic, so any new development, anything that comes out of that topic will automatically appear there.
okay,
So you pull the references, you pull the keywords, you pull the door, you pull everything that you put in there,
and
and then
it
you
keeps,
continue to replicate.
okay,
So it's a bit like a Google Scholar as well. So there's a section there where you go to and then say click on it to give you updates on where it is research. So it's pretty much like that. So it just constantly gives you an update.
all right, that makes sense.
You know, as it develops or as it's published, whenever paper is published, it just constantly gives you those updates. As they are relevant to your keywords.
What I did, I just put the list, read the paper, okay, identified the 20 papers relevant in my topic, put the 20 DOIs in the software, and then I'm going to start, okay, the relation, and read more, and read more, and read more. When I complete my graph and I look the circles green, okay, now I consider that I read the paper that the software give me. So I can or read more about in bibliometrics or in Google Scholar and use other database, or just look the Excel and look, okay, I have enough paper to publish enough. So something was, excuse me. Okay, thank you, Bernard. Okay, now we are going to talk about Mendeley, right? Do you use Mendeley in your writing?
Right.
See? Somebody yes, somebody no? Okay. Let's go to show how we can use Mendeley. What is important? One of them is bibliometric reference management. You can manage, you can organize your reference in this software. You can create new bibliography just with the DOI. I don't know why, but I love the DOI because it's so useful to catch the information. Mendeley have one plugin that you can integrate in your Microsoft Word, in other text editor, but especially in Microsoft Word. And wow, I really love this part. It's automatic creation of bibliographies. Sometimes we spend a long time doing the reference, the list of the reference or the bibliographies. Using Mendeley, you don't have to create manually, just one click. Yeah. So how is the process? Oh, okay, more. Saving give you or help you is useful for you because saving time and reducing errors. I don't know, it maybe sometimes you start to write something and maybe you can put the author that is not correct. It's a possible mistake that we have to have when we write and we don't use Mendeley. Other thing that is so useful is to change the formatting style. Sometimes we start to write in one style, and then for any reason we need to change the style. Maybe from APA to Vancouver, from APA, any style. So if you use Mendeley, you only have to put one click and the document changes everything, right? Everything. So what is Mendeley? It's a software that helps you with the reference and organize the reference and annotations, citations, other things. How is the process? We have the information again in Web of Science. We can export in Mendeley and then put in Word. So I'm going to show how I use it. So Example for Mendeley. For example, we have here one document. We start to write, and it's normal that we have two possible kind of style to citate one authors at the end and finish in one point, or when you involve the authors and you put in other form. So the example here is you have the text. Let me move this part here. Okay, but maybe before I'm going to explain about how you can download the software. I think this is just put Mendeley, the first web page. And here, just you can download the software. The software I have installed before is this one. And in this part, tools, you can install Mendeley for Microsoft, right? So the process is download the software. You need an account. This is the same account that you use in Scopus or on Web of Science. This is the same account. When you install the plugin for Microsoft Word, and this plugin, what is that?
Do you find signing in by your organization?
Say again, please.
Do you advise signing in with your organization?
Yeah, you need to sign in because the software link the database Web of Science with Mendeley and then with Word, right? So now we are in work. We write something, and we need to put the reference. So now we have the reference and the plugin here, Mendeley. You can check this here. Just click here. And how can I citate? Just for example here, I find here the paper. The paper that appear here is the same paper here. Yeah. So the software and link Mendeley with the plugin in work. So for example, in one case, I just put here the authors, the titles, any, and just put, for example, just select and insert the citation. And now I have the correct citation here. Other four that we can use, for example, is when you need to involve the authors in the same sentence. So in this case, you only have to select the papers. Sorry. You only need to click here and click in this fort. So I don't know if you recognize that. We have here two different kind of citation or citate. When you involve your authors in the sentence, it's normal that you put something like this. But if you don't involve, just put at the end and in this form. Tell me?
In the research, a lot of sources that are not that are not online. Then can you still use Mendeley? Like can you, for example, feeding a full reference and then
you can
feeding there?
you can do it. The question is you have one document that is not open access? That is the question? Okay, you can add it the document here, for example. In the software here, you can add reference manually. Yeah.
So I can have it there alongside the others, but it's
Exactly. What I use usually, for example, I use Web of Science of Mendeley, and just I I click in the spot. Let me show. If you have many documents to citate or to export in Mendeley, just select the document, export, again, big text, and then you can import here the same, oh, sorry, I have other, and you can import here the same file and import automatically every paper that you need. Or you can enter a new citation manually. Okay, so the idea here is when you are writing, normally it's at the end of your process, or you are writing about your paper. So you are writing, and one problem that we have is this part, reference, right? Well, always this is a headache for us. And look, just for us is, I have other citation here, you can look. But in this case, just click here, citation setting. Oh, sorry, here. Click here and insert bibliographic. And okay, continue. And look, we have here the bibliography. How many time I spend creating the bibliography?
Sorry, what program are you writing your article in?
What program?
Yeah.
This the software that I use to write Microsoft Word. I use it because I have the plugin for Mendeley, so just it's more easy for me, right? But okay, we are using here one specific style is APA. But what's up if we need to change the style? For example, Vancouver. Yeah, the same document. So just we need to change here citation, change the citation style, and put, for example, this one, Vancouver, and clean and update. And just look. In this case, appear these words is because we use, remember that we don't put the normal citation here, we put other styles, so I just need to change this part. But look the other citation and look the reference. Remember that in other, for example, you can see here numbers, and in the other one, for example, this one, you can check, and here, how many time I spend changing the style? It's so fast, it's so useful. But for me, the most important here that you don't, you can have mistake writing the reference, yeah? Because you have many citations here, you can have several mistakes. So if you use Mendeley, you can prevent, it's not common that you use mistake. So, but what's up if I'm going to change again to APA, and again. So we come back to the APA. But what's up if we need to change, if we need to use one specific style that don't appear here? We can create our own style. So in this case, you only have to create your own style in other web page. Just put on Google, editor style Mendeley. Click here. because sometimes you need to publish in one specific journal, and that specific journal don't use APA, don't use Vancouver, use one specific style, and you need to change it. And to change it, you use the same word, the same web page, Mendeley, so just is visual editor. For example, we have here the APA, or just we can use other style, and then you can edit that style. You can, for example, we have here different styles, many styles. For one advice is, if you want to publish in one specific journal, first try to find the style that journal before. Because, for example, sustainability. Because you can check for it that you can see Journal of Urbanism. This is the style that use this specific journal. So before that you create your own style, try to search if maybe other people create the style for that journal, right? In this case, I'm just going to edit APA. I'm going to do this so fast. If we can see, this is the common citation in APA in the document, in the paragraph, and this is for the bibliography. So for example, if I need to change, I don't know, each part don't appear and the thing, I need other thing. For this, for example, I can change over here and just look. I can change the symbol for one word, or I can change the parentheses for other one. I can remember brackets. For example, for this one. Yeah, you look that this is changed. Or I need that the authors appear in blonde or Italy. You can edit your own style. That is the idea here, right? And then you only have to say the style. Here you have one link. You copy that link and go back to the Mendeley in work, and then we can change the style, add one custom style. I put here the style, and then look. So the idea here is that you can create your own style, and you don't have to, oh no, I can't find the common style, so I need to create, I need to write manually each citation, each bibliography. No, you don't have to do it. You only have to create your own style and then start to write, right? So if you are not using Mendeley, this is a good moment to start to using, because trust me, I felt a big change in my life before use Mendeley and after that. And more if you want to publish or if you want to send paper in a specific style, for example, APA. If you need, for example, for us, we are doing the registration, we need a specific style. So this is a good thing, use Mendeley. So now we complete the part for coming. And in this QR, you can download the file, you can download the presentation, you can download the Excel file that I use, you can download the document that I use in this presentation. Okay, I really hope that this is for you so useful, that I know that this is so fast to test different things, but the idea here is just show and put the seed in your mind and to search more information about that. But trust me, if you use this software, these tools, is more useful for you and for your research, right? Thank you again.